There I am. InShalla, Ashe. Just saying that out loud brings a smile to my day. Welcome to Thursday's Snippet. It's a daily morning show where I share snippets of the elements, the cosmos, an archangel or two, or maybe three. And I also just added a card for the day, or a card of the day, different card decks I use, just to actually bring in a new flavor. So today I always go off of the Day Master in the Four Pillars chart. If you're new to Four Pillars, it's a destiny reading that the Chinese use. It's kind of their astrology, bringing in the elemental value that we're actually born with. So we today have what's known as a Yang Wood Day Master, Yaya. You can see that there, hopefully, maybe not, but and then also on the branch, we have the rat, which is some yin water. So the branch is actually feeding water. You know, water feeds or nurtures the wood, the stem, the day master. And in the year, we have yin metal on the stem and a hidden yin in the branch of the ox. But we also have yin water in also the year as well. And again, I would bring in or ground into water. It's still a very yin energy kind of day. So we have a lot of contemplation going on in our inner world. We also have yin wood hidden, or what they also call in storage in the month branch. So wood is actually doing an amazing job of having ideas probably pop into our mind. I would say the element of the day would be water and little bits of fire. We don't really have a lot of fire, but I also think about the environment, and it's so hot, and we really do need water energetically for the environment on the earth plane anyway. So hopefully we get some rain today. So what I would do or recommend is a nice blue candle. That would bring in both the fire energy, a candle, and blue, the element of water. So it's kind of like the peace of the water, in peace, inner peace. And the cosmic energies of today are a blend of what we believe and actually what we feel. We're in the end stages of the season of Cancer, and feelings are truly accentuated. They're like, you know, it's like the tide of our emotional awareness, and featuring a vision through a higher perspective or even an outlook on life. It's really like getting out of the box, out of our own personal container, and leaving all of those trivial pursuits behind us, and utilizing an awareness of what you feel to confirm really that you're not crazy or a little woo-woo. And for me, it's putting faith and trust out into the galactic universe and truly giving it all to the altar of that universe, whatever that looks like for you. So today, our mind and our thoughts are truly vibing today and just creating a visual perspective or a story that maybe you haven't seen before, something more galactic to envision. A combination of our third eye and actually our sacral are kind of combining. So what feelings, you see in your third eye are awakening us. And what vision do you see for your future in reality? And so you want to kind of ask yourself, can you feel into what that really feels like ultimately? And then also, what do you think about that feeling and those beliefs? So it's a pretty mental day, a day of mental clarity. So our causal field, our auric field, is really a great place to remove any images or pictures of those negative thoughts, and really release them out into the galactic corridor and bring in the juicy feelings and those beliefs that truly resonate with a new movie in your soul narratives. Just having an inner knowing of what truly is possible and having that faith. And do you believe it to be true, like a higher philosophy, a higher purpose? And then bring in the feeling you get when you visualize that possibility. And also today, the moon is actually moving from the last energies of the hypersensitivities of the Virgo moon and into the sign of Libra. So the scales are actually going to be more balanced And feelings are in the inner chamber of our heart space. And the heart actually has different levels to it. We have a high heart, a middle heart, a lower heart. I talk about different aspects of the heart in Change Your Stars, if you're curious about that. But questions you kind of want to flow into is like, are you kind to yourself? Do you feel a future or see into a future where everything actually works out? So today would really be a great day to dissolve all of those self-inflicted programs and patterns that really have been on autopilot for way, way too long, running your narrative, running your show, and just releasing all those programs and patterns and finding a higher vibe replacement or upcycling or upgrading to a different story, a different narrative, and just create an affirmation that actually resonates, it resonates to strengthen your inner purpose, your soul directive, your prime directive is what it's called in the Dagara cosmology, my cowrie shell divinations. But the color of the day that, in the center, actually, that's online there, the colors in the centers always go together. It's obviously the solar plexus. I'm wearing yellow today. So it's yellows and earth tones. Those would be great colors to shift your frequency because it's the brightness of the sun. So if your thoughts, if your thoughts are feeling muddled or foggy, just sit with the thought until it literally, like, it dissipates. So your prime directive will actually assist you in removing it from your spiritual corridor. So think of your thoughts as the bright side of the sun, and just shifting those thoughts also brings a balance to our attitude about all things. It brings in that higher vibrational thought. By doing that, it brings in a higher frequency of results. And also thinking thoughts that are from that higher perspective to kind of look at things, it ultimately shapes the reality that we live in our day-to-day world. So, lately I've been telling myself daily that the girl gets everything. And if you've watched Secondhand Lions in the last scene, I love that show. I watched it at Christmas. Totally brilliant. But the two dudes leave everything to the kid. They just say the kid gets everything. So I've just been saying the girl gets everything. Some angelic beings to call in today, which, the angelic realm is like, for me, it's in the corridor. It's been watching us since the whole 2020 experience. Of course, we have Gabriel. Gabriel's the Archangel of Cancer. It's the strength of God, which I sense we really need this Archangel to really shift the emotional tidal wave that really has been coming in the whole month of July. For me, it started July 1st, and it's finally, I hope it's at its peak. I'm not going to lie. But the thing that's really cool about Gabriel is Gabriel protects our inner child and assists us in all of these stages of parenting. And also, we still need to nurture our inner child, but it represents the feminine force of creation. It's the mother or even childhood. And I don't know about you, but all the Cancer moms I know, they are definitely the nurturing mothers. They just nurture in a way that most people, their family comes first. And that is truly the sign of Cancer, or at least, the ones I know. So truly, this angel is very fitting for the season of Cancer. And then we had Zadjiel, Zadkiel. And this angel is the righteousness of God. It's also the angel of forgiveness. So this angelic being truly remembers everything, including the origin of our world and probably the galaxies as well. Just making us realize that our inner soul garden, realize that inner garden, the inner aspect of our soul, and reducing any of those feelings that are disharmony or not comfortable, like shifting those. So this angel really hurdles us over to assist in removing any haunting memories from our past, those painful emotions. But what's also cool is once you get over that hurdle, this archangel brings prosperity to our lives. So it's also a great one to connect to for that. And whenever you feel guilty about yourself, this is the angel to call in and assist through the transformation. It brings in like this power that brings in your inner emotions into reality, and have a conversation with the feelings that come up. And then you can dissipate them and hopefully bring in love, because love really is what keeps us connected if you just bring that in and connect to the higher frequencies. And another angel to bring in today, angelic beings, is Raguel. And Raguel is our friend. It's the friend of God. So this is somebody just to have a great relationship anyway. It really represents the relationships and the groups and society. So I sense this angel actually resonates with the 11th house in astrology. But I brought it in today because it resonates with Sagittarius. But the main role of Raguel, it's to create a peaceful and friendly environment with our family members and also our friends. So basically for me, it's all relationships, including the relationship that we actually have to ourselves, our inner self and our day-to-day self, and how we want to see our future self. So Raguel is really the friend of God who can give us the highest vibe solution for all of our discourse and challenges in Earth School. Also, it's known as the fair angel, the angel of fairness, who brings also in prosperity, harmony, and also I like just using assisting. I think sometimes we have to help ourselves. So sometimes, they say help, but I prefer assist. Like myself, I assist. But this angel assists us in getting rid of all of those entanglements, the discrimination, different kinds of harassment, just those kinds of issues. So that's actually just some fun angels that you can meditate on today. Maybe you get them in your visual, your peripheral. And as far as the card of the day, which I'm super stoked about, it's where's my deck? It's the Consciousness Ascension deck. So what's cool about this card, you can see it's time, it's the Orion, it's releasing, if you can see that. I don't know, sometimes I wonder about my pictures, but just know that time in itself is a subtle energy, and it actually responds to a subtle bridge. So what's cool about this card is it's our thoughts and our emotions. It's to resist the past, the present, and the future, or actually it's the speed in which time flows. And knowing that speed is actually, it's counterproductive. And knowing that patience is not just a virtue in itself, but it's more of a deeper inner knowing of our inner strength and our wisdom. So we have this ability to navigate this path of time and space. And for me, time and space is fluid. I think man kind of created time and space through different things. And I think that's shifting, honestly. But the Orions, they're actually the seekers of healing. And this is deep healing of the past, not just our past, but their past, by creating new and being in the present moment, in the day-to-day, creating a new higher frequency of a future. So it's really kind of cool how I really picked this card for today. So I would say the message of this card is to kind of embrace the flow of time with more patience and empowerment in our inner world, and just knowing when the time is right by those coincidences and synchronicities that kind of come to us, and just letting go of any of the, we always have these obligations on our day-to-day that actually don't serve us. So finding our inner peace in our inner corridor, that really is the element of the day of water. Water is, reconciliation, it's clarity, it's peace. And when I do a divination, wherever the shells flow to, that's kind of the element I go to, wherever that looks like on the spread, to bring in that corridor as well. So I kind of mix between the Chinese astrology and the Dagara cosmology when I look at the elements. in the corridors. That's just kind of what that looks like. But water in itself, and with this card, it's appreciating our past, those past memories, and just allowing us to get in the flow of forgiveness. And that movement of water, when water gets in the flow, it really offers us, we can step up to a recalibration and move into a future that has more excitement and unlimited or endless infinite joy. If the joy molecules actually bubble out of our heart space. They look like a plethora of bubbles, like if you had a bubble machine that can just fill up our sphere with joy. It's super cool when you can actually tone into that. But this is all beyond the scope of time in our reality, in our day-to-day reality. And this card deck, it's a light language card deck. So this light language in the card is actually guiding us to heal our fears, which, we've kind of been in this fear gate exploration, right? So the fears of the past, the fears of the present, and even the fears about the future. So today, a great thing to, kind of muse about, I like to muse about things, is just having a higher vibration of appreciation for your past as like a growing ember that we're all capable, and you can bring in the experiences of being who you are now, like look at it through different eyes, even though, sometimes our past traumas are kind of a shift show, but looking at it through different eyes where we got the memo and then we bump forward and, it's like, oh yeah, I've had that experience and it's okay. I am fine. I am safe. And this assists us in actually looking forward to a future while also enjoying the present moment in space-time reality. And we're all capable of appreciating our current moment, even with all the discourse and challenges and adversities. I think the universe is galactically moving us, and what you resist persists. So I would say to take a breath and a pause. That's kind of what I do to bring myself back to my center, and just releasing all those beliefs that society kind of puts on us, and kind of recalibrate with your own inner wisdom. That's water energy, along with spiritual truths. Those are fire elements and fire energies. Plus, we have stars and other things we can ground into, but just to go on a wild goose chase. Some affirmations for today is just to acknowledge that, I am patient and I am powerful in my own beingness, and kind of tune into that. And gratitude and blessings to you for actually tuning in today. But I would totally say make it a high frequency thought, embracing kind of day. Ashe, as always. And I'll see you on the other side. Blessings to you.